Bischoff talking a lot of smack now, as if he is the savior of TNA wrestling. But of course, we know that before Hogan and Bischoff arrived, TNA was strong. A couple of years ago, there was a lot going on. We were watching before those guys ever came.
Yeah, I think it's kind of taken a dip in the last couple of weeks, and I think it's just some of the angles that they're running with, and some of it's just some bad creative stuff. But I think they can turn it around. I hope they can turn it around. It just I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe less Hogan, maybe a little bit less Bischoff, and less of this crazy angle with the Hall of Fame ring and all that stuff. And I think we'll be good. I think they can pull it back. More X Division, more knockouts. That's what we need. Bring it back to the 1.3s, 1.1s, and get it rolling, yeah.
Absolutely. We need to see better ratings, or there's going to be trouble. I've got to wonder if Hulk Hogan has sat at home and said, I'm going to give TNA until this date. And perhaps he said someday towards the end of the year, maybe 2 years down the road. But surely he can't be saying to himself, I'm going to be here indefinitely. There's got to be a time when they decide, has this worked? Has it not worked? Are we going to continue with TNA?
I think everybody's probably thinking like that. And even after the results of the ratings from the last two shows, I'm sure Dixie, Bischoff, and all the Spike TV people are probably saying, you know, how long can this go on? We can't just keep hitting below a 1 or whatever. I mean, if they get another couple of months of that, I don't think anyone's going to be too happy, and they can't continue to do it, especially if it's a war, as they keep referring to. So.
That's right. It's a questionable term, as a lot of people have pointed out that there isn't much of a war going on, at least in terms of ratings. But I would say there's a war for the fans' attention. Now, with both those shows going on at the same time, and indeed, I pay a lot more attention to it when it is live. The ladder match taking place, which we mentioned, has a lot of those guys from the X Division in it. We've got Amazing Red versus Kazarian versus Daniels versus Brian Kendrick. Now, all of these guys are great performers. This is what we want to see in TNA. Less of Hogan and Bischoff and more of these guys that we've watched now for 2-3 years.
Yeah, this one's going to be real good. I'm sure it'll be a spot fest and a half, but definitely it's probably going to be the best match of the night.
Amazing Red fighting fit and able, with Kazarian looking stronger than ever. Daniels probably just chomping at the bit backstage to get out there on the live Monday night show. Very, very little of a showing for guys like this at this current time, but certainly we can't say that, because this week on Impact they did redress that balance and put all those guys in a segment together. We have the Ultimate X match for #1 contendership for the TNA tag titles, and that of course being the Young Bucks versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Those guys involved in that segment as well. We've got a TNA Knockouts title match, as we mentioned, Daphne versus Tara. And then the tag team title match. This one also set to be quite interesting, with the return of Beer Money as heels. And Beer Money are going to be taking on the tag team title holders at the moment, Matt Morgan and Hernandez.
Yeah, hopefully Beer Money take the titles, because I can kind of see the split coming between Hernandez and Matt Morgan, and both of those I think need to be singles competition. Although what I do quite miss is LAX, and they were great when they were around. It's just a shame that they're not anymore. But he can compete in singles competition big time, Hernandez, and he's well able to get around the place. I think tonight's pay-per-view is going to be actually really good. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, when they don't have to squeeze in tons of angles into an hour and 30 minutes of television, which is what it translates to, and they have that full 3 hours to just work away and put in segments as and when they like. Probably a little bit less in terms of interference from Spike TV executives as well on those pay-per-views. Perhaps a chance for them to do more, and indeed already rated TV 14, and this week as well, with that blooded flair at the beginning and the more violent product, it's very, very easy to see with this week's Impact what a huge difference it can make, that PG 13 to TV 14 change. We've talked about it so much.
Yeah, and it makes the product different from watching how safe Raw and SmackDown are. It just goes to show what one small segment with Flair and the blood, it kind of grabs viewers, it grabs people's attention, and on the pay-per-view, I'm sure you'll see a lot more crazy stuff that even for the TV 14 rating that they wouldn't get away with the TV 14 rating.
Absolutely. We have Abyss versus AJ Styles. That's the World Heavyweight title match there. Finally, after many weeks of a build with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair involved, now AJ Styles and Abyss are getting that center stage, that main event, and that spotlight put on them. Those guys are going to have to shine tonight. We always know that AJ Styles, when given that opportunity, works like crazy. He does real well. He's a fantastic worker, and you just can't deny the mat skills of AJ Styles. Abyss, one of those big men, he definitely moves around a lot. Personally, I like the high spots from Abyss when he throws those tacks on the mat and does that black hole slam. That's pretty much the payoff I'm waiting for during an Abyss match.
Yeah, I think expect AJ to come out on top with this one tonight, without a doubt, because if Abyss takes the title tonight, oh boy, that's going to be big trouble. I don't think many people will be too down with that. So yeah, fingers crossed AJ retains.
Yes, indeed. And Logan Creed has commented in our live chat room, and he asked, am I a booker or a wrestler? And I think the same question going for yourself. No, I'm actually a fan, and indeed fans giving their opinions is in fact what the show is all about, right?
Yep, we're entitled to it, and no, I've never booked a match or wrestled a match in my life, and nor I don't think I ever could. I think both of them would be pretty tough for me to do, but at the same time I do and have watched it for many years and do love it, and do like to talk and discuss about it.
Indeed, that's what we're all about, discussions and opinions, and we like to hear from you as well, Logan, so thanks for watching and indeed messaging us tonight. Now, with just a few minutes left on the podcast, this is indeed recorded for a podcast, and we'll go on for a little bit afterwards, exclusive to justin.tv. We're going to talk about Wrestlemania 26. We've certainly worked it in there in the last couple of hours, but let's have a look at the card now that we are just 7 days away now from WrestleMania. It's going to be one that we're watching live, and plans afoot for you to see us watching it live, as well as perhaps talking before and after about what we feel about the card. We're going to let you know on our Twitter at Wrestledope what's happening with that. So the WrestleMania card so far, we have that big match that we're a huge fan of. And we do, of course, joke. That would be R-Truth and John Morrison taking on Show Miz for the Unified Tag Team Championship. Unified Tag Team Championship, waste of time. Split those belts up. Get other guys over with those belts. Certainly, Miz with 3 belts now. I forgot where the US belts was.
Yeah, it's just a mess with this Unified Tag belts. But this one, I think, will steal the show. R-Truth and John Morrison up against Showmiz. It'll be probably the highlight of the card without a doubt, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out as the Unified Tag Champs when all is said and done.
Absolutely. The Money in the Bank ladder match shaping up to be a fantastic event as well. Dolph Ziggler versus Kane, Christian, Shelton Benjamin, MVP, Jack Swagger, Matt Hardy, Evan Bourne, and Drew McIntyre in there as well. That's going to be a really, really big match, isn't it?